Yeah.
It's not an easy feat. They say women are multitaskers, but
Mm-hmm.
it's when you combine these different roles together in reality,
Yeah.
multitasking doesn't even come close.
Yeah. Like there was one of these days I was watching a YouTube video and they were talking about how it is necessary to have 9 hours of sleep for good health or 8 hours of like I can't even remember when I had like 6 hours
Honestly.
of sleep. That means I'm like unhealthy, you know? I think once you have children,
Hmm.
there's nothing
That
like
sleep thing
unless you
goes.
have a ton of help, like nannies everywhere and
Hmm.
whatnot, there's no way you can sleep 8 hours. I don't
It's
know.
not
Like
possible.
you have a full time job, you have a business, and then you have like it is impossible to do that unless you have a lot of help. Which I mean, help is okay. Everyone has a way of
Hmm.
designing their life. I admire those who have people that just take care of all the other things so they can focus on being boss ladies, right? But it's but if you're like OCD like me who wants to be involved in everything, I don't know how to let things go for other people to run them.
I think we're similar on a lot of counts because
Yeah.
I even if I have help, I don't
Mm.
have help now,
Yeah.
but even if I do, because I know I am gonna have help very soon because
Mm.
my cousin who stays with me will be going to school soon. When
Yeah.
she goes, I know I'll definitely need someone to come in her stead.
Mm.
But even with her, I don't like I could be at work. I'm calling in because this
Yeah.
is the children's lunch time. Have they
Mm.
had their lunch?
Mm.
Because each person has a particular way they take their food, and I
Yeah.
make sure even before I leave, I make pre-preparations,
Yes. So you're
like
still doing
because
it.
so that so that when they get, it's just to mix and just
Yeah.
take and all of those things, and then when they come, making sure that because they're still tender. So if
Yeah.
you want to completely leave them to somebody else, you don't know what they
Mm.
will pick up, no matter
Yeah.
how clean or how well arranged the other person is. I just want to
Mm.
micromanage. I think that thing is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I want to make sure. So yes, I delegate these assignments to them, but I also want to make sure that, because most times when I say, "Oh, okay, let me just relax and let me watch what happens," I
Mm-hmm.
always find something. I
Yeah.
always find something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, I think we are alike on that count. I
Yeah.
I always.
Yeah. So let's talk about entrepreneurship, right? Because I feel
Hmm.
with all these things we have, it's actually strange that we still think I want to start a business. What do you think is the reason behind that? Is it because of well, the way the African continent is designed or the way um our income levels are these days? You just want to have multiple streams of income or just the way the society is or is there an expectation that one has to have something doing outside? It's like a side hustle outside of your job because almost everyone I know now has a side hustle. Like, where do you think
Well,
that comes from?
I think it's majorly the need to create multiple streams of income.
Mm,
I think that's the major reason, because it's while some people want to be their own boss,
mm,
um when you're an entrepreneur, you know that actually being an employee is easier than
yes.
being a boss.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to align yourself to somebody's goals, give them results, and then you get your paycheck at the end of the month. But as
Mm,
an entrepreneur, you're doing, especially when you're starting small, you're
yeah.
doing like almost everything yourself, because you cannot afford to hire at that point. And even if you hire, they are for like infinitesimal things that might not really be like big on
Mm,
building the brand itself. So I think it's because of the need to create multiple streams of income. And if you manage that startup process very well, um, as an entrepreneur, you can become a big figure earner in
mm,
maybe 5 years down the line,
mm,
5, 7, 10 years down the line. I would say from five, because I think 0 to 3, you're still teaching and still
mm-hmm.
learning, maybe 4 to 5, whatever monies or profits are coming in, you have to reinvest so that you
Mm,
can grow bigger. Let's say from 5, 7, 10, you can start saying, oh wow, I'm earning like serious money.
mm,
So any small business currently that just started maybe 0 to 3 years, and maybe they are earning real profits, I want to know how they're doing it, because
yeah.
in this terrain, in this climate in Nigeria, it's
Mm,
very tough. So
mm,
starting a business, the main reason is actually to get extra source of income. And also for a woman to be able to control your time, because
Yeah.
once your business is big enough, you can now, maybe move out of the employment space, or maybe for personally, I'm looking at when my business is big enough, I'll be able to move into consultancy phase. When it comes to
Yeah.
employment, it will be
Mm.
now on contract basis and
Mm.
not day to day coming, every day. I
Mm.
don't think I want to completely leave the employment
Yeah.
um quote and unquote circle, but
Mm.
I would prefer to be able to control my time.
Yeah.
That's very important for me, and also be able to do the things that I want to do, that I care about doing, because like we have one life, yeah, right? When you put all of it building someone else's business, and then
Mm.
you die and there's nothing left, like nothing that is yours, nothing, no
Yeah.
legacy.
Mm.
Exactly. But now it doesn't mean that, because somebody was asking me, what if everybody in the world starts a business? Who's gonna buy from who? Like, okay, so
You
we have
know,
so many fashion
very,
businesses.
very
Have
key
so many.
thing that you mentioned, because I think it was when I was starting my initiative and I was talking to someone and I was telling her about the fact that I wanted to be about focused on building people's careers, women's careers, and how they can. And she's like, well, but I think women should be their own boss. I said, well, we are always fighting for equal pay, equal rights, representation, a seat at the table. So if all the women are business women, and it's only men that are in the office or they're decision makers, then it's like we're working backwards, aren't we? Like,
Yeah,
everybody can be a business person, and everybody
exactly,
does isn't designed to be a business person. Like, there are people
exactly.
who don't know how to do it, and it's okay. Yeah.
So for
Mhm.
people who would necessarily, so if you don't want to start a business, you could still invest in a business, because there are silent partners who are
Mm.
not actively involved in the business processes, but they get yields from the business. So
Mm.
yeah, we might not all be bosses, but then it could also be like an income earning avenue for
Yeah.
you, depending on however you choose to come in.
Mm. Yeah. It is, and it's hard, right? It's also, we really are very daring when we decide, okay, yes, I want to start a business on top of the work that I'm doing and still maintain home life and still maintain all other forms of our busy life. Because business itself comes with a lot of
Yeah.
challenges. First, there's the capital aspect of it.
Yes.
There's all the documentation,
Mm-hmm.
registration aspect of it, right? There's the sometimes you need to, I mean, you can start small and it's just you, but there are times when you need to be an
Yeah.
employer too, right? Managing
Immediately you
people.
start. True.
Yes, managing people, managing those people's behaviors and time. And it's a
True.
lot. It's a lot. How are you able to manage that? And you also do some catering business, right? Outside of the
Yes, I
writing
do.
business you have. So
Yes. So I mentioned that Nafi Exquisite Services is a
mm,
tripartite business. So there are
mm,
three arms. Now, the project management arm is actually me in the future bringing in consultancy
yeah.
when when I leave the employment phase that I'm currently in now.
Mm,
But what we do majorly right now is
mm,
catering and
mm,
writing,
mm,
and I have more of catering connect than writing. In 2020, I think I had like four main opportunities where I was able to earn income with writing.
mm,
But for catering, I had over 20. So
mm,
yeah, so that's how it is currently. Managing people. For catering, what I do is I just have two main staff.
okay.
Now, those the two main staff, one of them is to ensure that my marketing is up and running,
Mm,
meeting people, ensuring that people are getting to hear about my business on and off social media. And then the second person is like a sales, not really sales. The person helps me to procure things, especially maybe if I'm at work and an order comes in, they could help me do the market runs. That's if it's not something specific, because for specific orders, I like to pick my ingredients because I'm very particular.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I like to pick, but then if it's something just general, that person does that for me.
Mm,
Then depending on the quantity or the way the order comes in, I now get like not staff. I get people that I just pay off. They come
mm.
in and they just assist me
You
to finish up.
contract them, yeah.
Exactly. And then it's like one of, but then they are
Mm,
always like on my call list. So they know,
mm,
so I have like an average of 6 to 10 persons. So depending on the number, and then I give them like a heads up. So if maybe the job is in 10 days or in a
mm.
week, or if I'm even speaking with somebody and maybe it's like a serious, like a time where I know that there will be lots of orders like Christmas,
Yeah.
I let them know ahead of time that, because other vendors also use them.
Mm,
So I always like book them ahead of time and say, okay, in December you're with me. So just, and then I pay them per week.
yeah.
So that's how I work with them. But generally I do a lot of the management myself because I'm very particular, that's the word, with the information that goes up about my business. I'm sending whoever is doing the marketing. I'm making sure that I'm looking at what they're sending out. I'm
Mm,
making sure the pictures are the quality that I want them to take out. I'm also making sure that I do the editing of the videos. I
mm,
also have like a blogging arm of what I do. So I
yeah.
create video recipes. So
Mm,
I do the capturing and the editing
mm.
myself. So
The
yeah, I do a
superwoman
lot of
stuff. Yeah.
because I have, these things actually you can outsource them.
Yeah.
But the thing with outsourcing is that you have to pay. So
Yeah.
imagine when the orders are trickling in, it's not like it's
Yeah.
so much, and
Mm,
then you have to pay from that. Like, where are you going to be able to? Because right now, what I'm doing is the more money I make, maybe profit wise, I'm
mm,
reinvesting. I'm buying more kitchen equipment. I'm buying more
mm,
tools to be able to
mm.
deliver better services. So still at that phase, and I cannot afford to outsource almost everything currently.
Yeah.
So that's how the catering arm is managed. And the writing is strictly me. I don't have
Mm,
any staff or anybody assisting
mm,
me on that. And what I do there, I think the main services I've rendered is
mm,
training one, because I am a certified grant. I have like a certification for grant writing.
mm,
I do training, and I also do like short proposals. So maybe, oh, I want to do a proposal for ABC, and I
mm,
charge the person and then I write for
mm.
them. Yeah, that's it.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay.